Hey y'all, check it out. What's up, y'all? Mark Call, radio presenter, MC, and club DJ as well, particularly hip hop and trap. Look, I'm doing album reviews, and I'm gonna start off with Nasty C's "Bad Hair." That's where we're starting this week. It's the first time I'm doing this. Usually, I do it on air, but I've been advised to take it into a vlog perspective, and that's what I'm gonna try and do right now. And before we get into the actual reviewing of the album, I'd just like to say, like, just the dynamics around the album are that I think he took a very, very, very smart perspective, releasing it for free on the 23rd of September. So that was quite smart, and the reason I thought that was smart is because one, you give people the ability to download it because not a lot of people have $100 or $150, $200 to go and spend on the album. So now people can download it, given the climate in South Africa. Most of the people who are likely to listen to the urban movement or hip hop don't have the money to spend on this. So that's good. It increases your downloads. Your downloads go up. It will appear amongst the highest downloaded albums in South Africa, and then that gives you a chance to open up to the international scene. Also, moving on from that, it's just that the album is it's interesting. I gave it 2 listens, but now I think I'm about past 10 listens in, so I can review it properly. But past the first 2 listens, I thought that it was slightly overhyped. I thought that the hype was a little too much and it was problematic. I also thought he struggled a bit with the concept, especially given that it's named Bad Hair. And I thought that he did better generally in the singles than he did in the actual album that he has actually put out. But I guess that's just one of those things. That's just one of those albums that you actually have to absorb and let it sink in and soak into your hip hop fabric, if you want to call it that. And once you listen to it more and more, you get a sense of appreciation. This is Nasty C, 2016 Nasty C. There's no better lyricist in South Africa. Y'all can challenge me on that, whether he's 20 years old, I don't care. He's probably one of the best 20-year-old rappers in the world, I would think, at least from the rappers that I've heard from. And then, look, it's been crazy. I think from the conceptual basis, even after listening to it a little more, 1, 2, until I reached about 10 times listening to it, I can see some of the knitting he tries to add to it with the conceptual work of the Bad Hair. What I did like, though, is that he expresses a lot of who Nasty C is. It's not just some superstar and someone you know nothing about. You get to learn about the fabric of some of his thoughts, his expression on love. He delves into love a lot in this album. He also looks a lot at some of the fabric of what happened with his dad, what happened with his mom as well, and his mom passing on and so on and so forth. So I thought that was very good. But if you're to tie it in with the album's title of Bad Hair from a conceptual point of view, he struggled a little bit with that, and it's something that I'd like to highlight in South African hip-hop, that generally conceptual albums in South African hip-hop are very hard to pull off, so he did struggle with that a bit. So if I were to give him a mic out of 5, I'd give him 2 out of 5, unfortunately, because I think he struggled a bit with that, especially given the hype that was generated for the album. From a lyricist perspective, I think lyricism was tops from a 20-year-old, from anyone really in South Africa. In Africa, actually, he might probably be the best lyricist in Africa, so it's as good as it gets on that front. So I'll give him a 4.45 out of 5 for that. In terms of production was pretty good, I thought. There were some tracks where I thought it could have been better. I mean, we do have 16 tracks. If I only like 9, 10 tracks, it makes you wonder that maybe that's just who I am, or perhaps is there a possibility of liking, can you press play from the beginning to the end and not skip any track? And I think that's what we rate production on. So it was generally good. I know that he produced some of the things on it. We know we had a Gobbler. We know we had, the Lexus brought in some peeps from Family Tree and all of that. And it's been pretty good. So from production perspective, I'll give him a 3.5 out of 5. Then moving along generally to some of the features that he had. I liked the features that it had. It didn't make it corny. He didn't bring in the biggest names for the sake of having big names in the album. And even when he did bring in someone like a Ricky Rick, who's probably the biggest name he brought in on the album, it wasn't from a perspective of he's Ricky Rick, he's going to come with his Bozonke swag. It was pretty dope. It was neat. It was concise. He brought his perspective on that track of A Star Is Born, about the perspective on his father and is his mother as well. So I thought that was pretty cool as well. And then some of the other features that were highly impressive. And thank you to Nasty C for that tour, introducing us to the likes of an Eric Rush, highly talented. Teleman, I'm glad that he's getting to get his momentum going up. And he was slightly underrated, I thought, from a hip hop vocalist perspective, and I think he plays an important role in that. And overall, I think the album is pretty good. Not the greatest album I've heard, but from albums that will come out from 2016 and in South Africa at the moment. And I'm hoping that there will be a time that I don't have to say this is one of the greatest albums from South Africa, but just generally what's come out in 2016. I think he's put out some of the best piece of work. And from a South African perspective, I'd give him a 3.5 out of 5, which to my rating, according to the scale I use, is very high. And I would arguably say that he's the best lyricist he's owned 2016. He's the best rapper in South Africa right now. Peace. Feel free to subscribe. Let me know what you think about your thoughts. Get in touch with me. I'm Marco Cole, signing out.